Hello everybody and welcome back to a new episode of Clean Canyon. And today, this is also for those of you who've been in the stream on last Monday, it's a special episode still because I forgot to record most of the stream. That's basically why I have a little bit less footage than usually, but then again I thought, okay, you know what, I'm gonna spend a little bit of off-screen work in this park and do something. And at the end of this episode you will see basically over 2.5 hours just went into one thing, which I then put mainly as the footage into this one. But starting right off with this episode, we are basically just finishing off the area around the wing coaster, which basically is the centerpiece of this park, so to say. In the last episode we did a little bit of generic work around the stairs and around the general queue area, and today we are finishing this off with some little canopies over the queue, which are pretty simple, just made out of iron bars, as you have seen, and then again we just do the sign for this one, which is also pretty simple, nothing too special, because I think the overall architecture of this build should talk for itself, and rather than having a fancy sign. So I just wanted to keep it simple and let the coaster itself speak. That's basically the idea about it. So nothing special to talk about right here. But as you can see, I think it really adds to the nice and clean modern look of it. As I said, I just didn't want to do too much about it. I just wanted to finish this off, and yeah, jumping then into the next part. And as I said, I forgot to record most of it, so we are already having a little bit of a pre-done element here already. And what I wanted to do is to cover up the launch a little bit so that you do have a better feeling riding the coaster itself and not just going into the wide open area of the nature around it. I also wanted to make it a little bit more intrigue in a way, if that's the right word, or just a little bit more immersive, and that's why I decided to go for this kind of wall system around it. It's kind of a little bit of a tunnel which is open to the upper hand side, and yeah, I measured it that way so it is exactly fitting for the coaster and the riders itself. As you can see, sometimes I just paused the coaster in between to see where exactly I needed to put those in, and obviously I just cleaned it up a little bit later on, so to have this very generic, modern and clean looking tunnel, whatever lounge area around it. I don't know, I think there's just no special word for it, and we don't even need a special word for it. I just feel it looks good and we can keep it over there, and yeah, that's basically, there's no real intention of this thing and or real, not that kind of big of a plan behind this build. It's just I was thinking that this area is not finished as it is, and I wanted to get something in to make it look finished, and yeah, here we are filling in the last gaps until we are on the lowest point actually of the launch. It's not the lowest point of the coaster. We do have this inversed pretzel loop on the other hand side, but yeah, also trying to make it a little bit more nice looking with terrain work. But yeah, apart from that, I just wanted to go in, fill in some more nature, and yeah, that's basically it. I just grabbed the fence piece from the other side, and I wanted to at least get a little bit of security in, because as I said, and also mentioning in between, I'm really thankful. In one of the I think it's maybe 2 or 3 episodes ago, I asked you guys for some feedback according to what we have to look at in this park in terms of realism, and I'm really thankful for all the ideas. Don't worry, I've seen all of them, and we will definitely take a look onto them. And I thought I just use this very little moment until we go into the next build to just to bring in some of those ideas to you, so you know what those other guys were commenting about. So basically, one thing I really liked about was the fact that we are in a desert area, or desert kind of area, in this Clean Canyon. So that means we do have a little bit of stress with sand and sandy areas, right? And this also means that we need some covers to the mountain or to the you know, rock side. That's something I wanted to look in later on a later stage, to bring in some, you know, you always have this also in the alpine areas where you have some covers for, I don't know, is it the English word lavine as well? But basically, yeah, if there are rocks or snow falling down, you have some systems that do cover some areas with broader fences and stuff like that. So that's something I really wanted to look into. Another thing is, which I love about the idea is, in general, it's nothing related exactly to this very park, but it's in general the accessibility for you know, people having the problem they need to go in a wheelchair, right? And most often, as you see also with the stairs of this launched coaster, you will have a problem bringing those people into the coaster. And you know, we do want to have the possibility for all these people to enjoy the park as well. And that said, we need to take a look into how to give them access to coasters and stuff as well. So I think that's a really nice challenge as well to look at, but maybe on a later stage. I'm also planning on just doing maybe 1 or 2 episodes which are on another day. It's not the Thursday episode. This will stay the Thursday episode as a result of the Monday stream, but maybe someday in the future we will have a special one, maybe on Wednesdays or maybe on Tuesdays, where we just look at things like that. Also some really other interesting things were like the heat, definitely, and the you know, need or demand for water, which is also really important in this area. So some water refurbishment systems, and also a little bit more of shadow spending areas. That's something we also have to look into a lot, rather than just placing down wide open areas, because people will definitely need some shadows, and we definitely need some more water to keep the oasis in the middle green, because as you can see, we use quite a lot of greenery already. So it's not that, you know, this would all necessarily grow in here. But that said, I'm also looking into implementing a kind of river in this area. That's something I already mentioned in one of the very first episodes, so that's nothing too special, but I just wanted to, yeah, kind of get into it to talk about that again. But now let's skip into the next build, because you have seen me building around the launch, putting on some fences, some more security, and also some greenery and rocks and stuff like that. I mean, it was pretty simple. I think it looks really cool in the end because it was really clean. But now we are getting into I think it's one of my favorite builds in the past couple of weeks, because it's so different from what I usually do, and I don't know why. I just had the idea to do this, and I just came across that idea while building the fences, because I thought, okay, this area on the other hand side, looking at the launch and looking at the station from this very side, is a bit empty. I didn't want to fill in a flat ride over there, because I think this park should more focus on the modern, broad and widespread area side of it, rather than too many, you know, attractions in general. I just want to keep this park simple and clean. That's basically why I chose the name at the beginning. So I thought, okay, well, what can we do? And this is also why I just jumped over to the entrance area. I don't know if you noticed that too well, because it's speeded up quite a lot, so maybe that came in a little bit too quick, but I jumped a little bit into the entrance area to see which kind of shops we do have there. And this entrance area mainly is focused on some toilets and some food and drinks and information. So what we are missing is some souvenirs and, you know, stuff to buy. And I didn't just want to put in some simple shops and we are good to go. I wanted to have a souvenir shop as one shop. But the thing is, I was thinking about, okay, do you want to make this one as an open one, or do you want to make this one as an, you know, closed shop, as a building? And I thought, okay, let's do kind of a hybrid thing. It definitely is more of an open shop in the end, but I just wanted to experiment a little bit with this area around here to fill in a little bit of a souvenir shop. So we have two just mementos, and we have one Hats Fantastic, I believe it is. So that could be really a nice shop, and I added something else later on in terms of detail, which then again would make perfectly sense to grab stuff on this shop side over here. And I just think, the idea of having a shop is in general really cool, because normally you would have this kind of in a main street as well. This park doesn't feature a real main street. We have this kind of entrance area, yeah, obviously, but it is not, you know, it's not a main street in that kind of sense that we have all the shops located there, and then in the rest of the park there was just some food and drinks. This park will be a little bit more focusing also on the services, you know, and this is why I thought, okay, this would be a really nice and perfect position to put in a shop. And as you can see, I'm already starting to create some pillars we will use all over the place, because I was thinking, okay, let's do this one really open, having this area covered up with a bigger roof, so we have some shadow, people can walk around in the shop, and you know, we could also imagine there is some cooling system or like air conditioning going on, but not too much, and still it is open, so you have not the feeling going inside, because you can still enjoy the open area and watch the coaster and watch the area all the time. That's what you want to do in this spot over here. This is also why I put an entertaining point over there, because I thought, okay, this is a really beautiful spot. You have the main element of this park is the coaster station. In the middle of it you have the big launch going on there, and you have the big overhead turn element, which is also, you know, a very unique looking one in this park. So there are lots of elements you want to look at and keeping those views interesting. So I didn't want to block them with a closed shop. And as you can see, I'm already preparing some, I don't even know how this is called in English, these kind of elements you always find in a shop where you can hang down stuff, so people can grab it from this one. And how's it? I just, wait a second, I'm just quickly typing it in my phone, because I just wanted to see what it's called in English. Wait a second. Oh, I should be typing correctly. That would be way more easy. There we go. It's just a hanger. Okay, I just preparing some hangers, I believe. So yeah, as you can see, I just put them down, and yeah, I just prepared them for having stuff hang down later on, which I will prepare then as well. But yeah, I just want to end the commentary over here, because I am having some problems today in terms of time. I still need to prepare stuff for university. It's already quite late. I tried to give the episode a go today, but I'm not quite sure if that will be happening. Anyways, I just want to quickly talk about some stuff which you will be seeing in the next couple of minutes in this footage. So I prepared this shop, and I also prepared some tiny little details. I hope you like them, like for example this kind of postcard thingy where you can grab some postcards out of, which was really a lot of detail work, and also some t-shirts, some trousers and stuff like that. So I really wanted to go into the nitty-gritty little details this time, because some people always said, okay, you are cool at building bigger buildings, stuff like that, but what about details and stuff like that, you know? So I thought, okay, I should give it a go and and do again something with a lot of detail, and that's why I ended up making this shop, looking a little bit messy, but also quite cool. I think I'm really happy with it in the end. And yeah, I also tried to find out some new pieces to use for this shop. I have to say, I've still some issues with the game having a tiny little bit too big of a scale for all the pieces. So for example, if you take the hats or the scarf and stuff like that, which we do have as pieces, they are twice as big as they should be for the peeps. So or for the guests, I should say. It's a little bit disappointing, because you have always to use other pieces to make something more small. I mean, even the smallest pieces from the simple art shapes are way too big for, you know, guest sized stuff. So it's always hard to go into the scale of guests, and I really wanted to make the shop look like as they are interacting with something which is in their size. So yeah, I'm quite happy with the output, but yeah, still hoping for an update with a lot smaller pieces. That would be a charm, and I think a lot of people would be happy with that. Anyways, that should be it for this episode in terms of my commentary. Hope you like it as always, and leave your comment down below and tell me what you think of this park. Let me know everything you think about it, and yeah, if you have any ideas what you want to see in this park, let me know. And don't forget, Mondays in the evening we are around 8 p.m. Central European time. that's the one where you want to be at my Twitch channel, because then we are recording Clean Canyon and we're having some fun in the chat and in the stream in general. So see ya then, guys. Tune in if you want to. Otherwise, have a nice day, have a nice evening, whatever time you are. See ya then. Bye bye.